Welcome back to Aaradhna. In this week's episode, Mr. Anand Atal talks to Sister Shobhana of the Brahma Kumaris. This week's interview focuses specifically on aspects of meditation and spiritual growth, as well as a very exciting event happening next week in our city. For more information, here is this week's interview.
Sister Shobhana, I'd like to welcome you back in our Aaradhna program. I know you have been here some time back, and that time you talked about your great organization, Brahma Kumaris Society, and maybe we should start the interview by you telling us what is the function and what is the calling of your organization.
Thank you very much. Yes, regarding the Brahma Kumaris, the name itself I think identifies that there is a lot of female force. We do have a lot of sisters who are dedicated. The word Brahma comes from the person who established the Brahma Kumaris. He was named Brahma, and the reason it came to be called Brahma Kumaris is because the first followers, the first group who came together to do the learning and then spread it out into the community by their own practice were a group of young women. And also it's been said that women have a nurturing quality, and so this is why they have been put forward in the task of transformation and imparting spiritual knowledge.
In fact, it is a great plus because sometimes many religious authorities are accused of keeping the women out of there.
That's
so
right,
maybe
yeah.
it is a plus thing.
Exactly. I think it's been the wish of God, and that's what He's directing at this point. And of course, I think we all appreciate the fact that those nurturing qualities are there, and there's a lot of patience as well.
So your focus is to improve the spiritual quality in life. So you are in the spiritual domain. Is that a correct assumption?
Yes. Basically what it is our focus is not just for change. We're talking about to have models, spiritual models. And I think what is lacking out there in the world today is there is a lot of spiritual knowledge, but how much of it is really understood? And so what happens at the Brahma Kumaris Center is we make things very, very simple, easy to digest. And the techniques used are very, very simple that enable people to really focus, have the concentration, and be able to meditate. And naturally, when it comes to focus of mind, being able to concentrate, that helps us in many different ways in whatever we are doing in our lives, whether it's in the community, in our professional life, in our families, everywhere. As long as we are focused, we find that we can achieve a lot. And on the spiritual side, basically what it is we are identifying the many spiritual values, the ethics and understanding, and then also learning how to implement them. So it's like walk the talk. So a lot of things are just said and maybe understood at a superficial level, but we concentrate more on bringing it into our practical day-to-day life.
So there is a lot of emphasis on bringing it in people's lives.
Exactly.
And if I may say, your courses indicate that, I may indicate, I went to your site, and some of the courses you offer are very neat. A stress-free living, self-management leadership, positive thinking, and meditation step by step. Some of these things are sorely needed by a lot of people in our daily life. Coming back to spirituality, now many people think that if you become spiritual, you take off from daily grind of life. If you have a family, it's very exclusive of any spiritual feeling. Do you think that way?
Well, I know a lot of people have the impression that if they are on a spiritual path, that they will not be able to cultivate their talents in whatever way. And I think on the contrary, it's quite the opposite. What really happens is some of the things that we never think of, it is our ego which really needs to be removed. And I think when we have the clear understanding, then we are able to work on improving on the talent to remove our ego, which in turn then helps us to get over the anger issue. So a lot of times I think we are in the bog just because we are not able to work on our character, remove the flaws, not able to get rid of our ego. And then finally, we are left in a position where we get angry. I mean, every little thing affects us. All the negative forces around us affect us. So to be able to become wholesome, to be able to become spiritual, it means working on the soul. And you can only do that when you start to implement some of these spiritual values in your life. And once you implement spiritual values, you begin to move away from simple things like anger, greed, attachment, lust. So all of these work hand in hand then. So removing and working on implementing. And I think what happens is as you implement, those are already on the way out.
Yeah, ego becomes less and less.
Yes, it becomes less. You become a very, very humble person. And humility comes as a result of inculcating, as a result of implementing, because that brings power. I think the other word I can use is integrity. You know, when we have integrity over a long period of time, then automatically what we find happening within is the soul begins to really strengthen. And so the power within the soul is doing the job. And when we have power within the soul, we do not then identify with things on the outside like status or money or whatever else that is
as you
pulling
know, in
us.
this society, ego filter is always there.
Exactly.
In fact, most of the displays of bad manners, right from athletes to political leaders. So it is very important to keep in mind. So ego removal and meditation,
Yes.
you see them as a path to reach God?
What happens is one of the courses that we teach is meditation. And in meditation, what we teach very, very simply is that we are all in bodies, but we are not these bodies. So I am not the body that you see in front of you. I'm actually the living being, the soul that is in the body.
In the body, yeah.
And so how do I identify with that? I cannot until I really learn to focus within. So the first step that we teach is how to focus within, see ourselves and experience ourselves as the soul. And once I'm able to do that, only then can I recognize and connect with the Creator, who is the supreme being, the creator of the soul, whom we call God. So I can only connect with the like body, because God, the supreme power, is not actually a physical body. He's just the power. He's just a supreme being. And so to be able to connect, I need to first go within and be conscious of my soul.
So you need to get away from the shackles of your body.
Exactly.
And a lifelong training teaches us to associate ourselves with the body.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
that's why people get so upset, if something happens, if they don't wear best clothes, then
Exactly.
they think they are being insulted. Anything else about your movement which you think people should know before we get into the big event you are going to have?
Well, what I can express is that the center in Vancouver, the Brahma Kumaris Center in Vancouver, we are open to the entire public. It's a service to the community. We do not charge for our services. People can come and take the courses that we offer. And they range. Sometimes we have certain courses going on at certain times. So we do let the schedule be known, and they can come take these courses and benefit in many different ways. We've had a range of ages, from young children to the elders, and we find that it helps everybody. And a lot of times what we have seen is that in just a little time, people begin to have a lot of focus. And when they are focused in life, they achieve, there is success, there is result. And what that also brings is a lot of concentration, which I think is very essential in today's world, where there are all these influences around us that even for a second we cannot experience the peace. So the peace of mind that has been lost for a long time comes automatically when you're able to focus within.
And you see the benefits right away.
Exactly.
You yourself as a meditator, and I understand that you have been meditating for 25 years.
Exactly.
So could you suggest some benefits you have experienced directly?
Well, pretty much along these lines, what I have seen for myself is from the time that I started the practice, I have been able to withdraw from a lot of negativity of the world. And then at the same time, what I'm finding is, as a result of implementing spiritual values in my personal life, I have been able to go beyond the restrictions of caste, creed, color, religion, bring myself to a place where I can identify more with people as being my fellow brothers and sisters. And so it's a very, very pure feeling from within, where I feel that the whole world belongs to us. And the vision then is, what can I do for everybody? So working from that space where you are beyond any, nitty-gritty desires, you're beyond just working for yourself, you're beyond just thinking about the body. And as we begin to meditate, the power that we are able to bring within helps to purify the soul. And once the soul is on the path of purification, there is naturally that wholesome feeling that begins to come from within. So you're no longer dependent on external things for your happiness. Your heart is full of happiness. From within you, there is purity, there is pure love that emerges. And that's why you're able to give in abundance.
So it gives you much more control of yourself in terms of what you do or what you even think, and focus on whatever you want to do in your life. Now you are bringing this very fascinating speaker, Dadi Janki, and she's coming first time in last 10 years, and she's a kind of roving ambassador. What I'm amazed about, she's 88 years old.
Yes.
Tell us more about this talk you are going to have, presentation in downtown. Please tell us the time and date.
Dadi Janki is one of the administrators of the Brahma Kumaris, who came right at the beginning in 1937. And so she started as a girl of about 14 or 15, and she made her way through, and today she is like a spiritual lighthouse, traveling all over the world, attending international conferences, giving a lot of wisdom that she has gained over these years, having been a meditator for over 65 years. And the amazing thing about Dadi Janki is she's now been considered as one of the world's most stable minds. How did she achieve that? It's a practice of meditation, implementing, inculcating the spiritual values, and through all the nurturing that she has provided, the service that she has given to the rest of the world, amazing satisfaction has come to her. And at this point, having meditated for so many years, her feeling from deep within is the closeness to God. And she almost is like an ambassador who is an instrument of God, taking the word across to the world so that we can remove them from the many areas of peacelessness, dissatisfaction in life, giving them hope, giving them the light that they need, the power that they need. And so this is the work that she's been doing. We have great fortune to have her come to Vancouver. She's going to be here with us on September the 23rd. And there's going to be an evening event at the Queen Elizabeth Theatre at 7:30 p.m. on Thursday, the 23rd of September. So all are welcome. People have been asked to book their tickets. The event is free of charge. They can call a number that's on the flyers. We will be displaying the number later on in the program. They can call the number to book their ticket, or they can call the box office number, which is also available. And the idea is Dadi Janki is coming here to spread the word of peace and to give power. We have been very fortunate to have His Holiness the Dalai Lama and some of the others, Bishop Desmond Tutu and the others who came. And I think we've had this great fortune of the land of Vancouver being blessed by such spiritual leaders. And so this is what she's going to do. She's going to talk about her personal life. And one of the things is she's also a wisdom keeper. She's a member of the prestigious Wisdom Keepers of the United Nations.
And that is connected to you, I know.
That is
Tell us more about this.
Yes, the United Nations has this, the designation that they've given to a certain group of people as being the world's wisdom keepers, and she's among the 10. And it's a very high-profile kind of identification that she has been able to achieve, mostly because of the wisdom that she has shared. The Brahma Kumaris is a non-governmental organization, and so from that perspective, she has been granted that because she has overseen many major projects.
So here is a woman of great distinction,
Exactly.
and very stable mind, and she has been practicing meditation for more than 60 or 65 years. And she not only has all this wisdom, she also has the ability to communicate it to the average person. And that is what you are offering?
Exactly. So it's going to be a very, very interesting event for everybody. Those who have never heard about the Brahma Kumaris, those who have never even followed a spiritual path, no matter what, when they come meet with her, she has the magic. I would say she's got the magic in her eyes. And it's because, having led a spiritual and a pure life all these years, she's radiating that purity. She's radiating the power. And a lot of people, one person specifically expressed that when she walks through the door, it's like everything that's unlimited, everything that's limited disappears. Everything goes into the unlimited. And so it's like being in the ocean. So this is how one feels, like all the boundaries, all the barriers that may be in anybody's way, everything disappears.
Sister Shobhana, I'm very inspired to hear that this is the message of peace and harmony she brings, and she shows us a way how to make our own minds pure and free from ego and all that. And in the world we have so much conflict, so much hatred, and so much violence. We need a message like that. What do you think about other things people are hoping to take away from this lecture?
I think one of the things that will come very clear, come across very, very clearly is that, see, once we are able to really accept that we're just souls and, going beyond the barriers of the body, we are really one family. And I think when we think about family, once you go beyond body consciousness, then everybody feels like your own. And when you think about family, you don't want to hurt your family. So some of these conflicts that are going on, you can easily just go beyond that once you change your vision. And I think that's something that people will really be able to do. Their consciousness will shift on really hearing some of the things that she has been doing and practicing. And then, of course, when you visualize somebody like this right in front of you, it does make a difference. It gives people that hands-on experience, that this is what you get by a practice like this.
So she brings a message of
Exactly.
empowerment to the individual and positive vision.
Positive vision, peace in the world, which can only come as a result of this practice. And so one of the other things that also happens side by side is she teaches us more to be in the present. What happens is a lot of times the hurt of the past is constantly being stirred within the heart. And when we think about positive things, positive values, then we don't do that again and again and hurt ourselves. And the other message that she constantly gives is, you have to think about yourself, not about others. So we have to stop comparing and competing. And so, the more we go within, because we have been very outward, like, we are constantly thinking about the body and the external relations.
Yes.
But when you start to go within, then you find that there's a lot of discovery. It's like you're discovering gems within you.
The outlook changes completely.
Exactly. So you do not have value for some of the things that are really valueless. We have value for the wrong things. And so then we don't have the time to look at others and compare and compete and then make ourselves suffer.
Well, on that note, Sister Shobhana, I'd like to thank you for coming and joining us. And once again, we really enjoyed having you at Aaradhna.
Thank you very much. And